It's just about that time of the week. Time for the Weekly Weebs Podcast. Grab your friends, family, waifus, and husbandos, and join your favorite weebs for an exciting show of anime talk. Hosts Crimson, Frenchie, Wickwiki, and Zerio Machini will review and suggest shows, talk about news from the industry, and tackle some of the biggest arguments in the world of anime. It's the Weekly Weebs Podcast, starting now.
What's up, everybody? Is Zerio Machini, host this week of your favorite podcast, The Weekly Weebs. There's no other podcast that you prefer. Don't lie to yourself and say that there is.
We know you're lying.
We know you're lying.
We'll find you. Anyways,
it's time for the review. So we're gonna be talking about Mashle season 2.
Yeah.
So Crimson, go ahead and
I love Mashle so fucking much. The show is so stupid in the funniest and greatest way possible. And season 2, for me personally, I loved season 2. I like that we got to have, kind of that like tournament arc in a way, and we also got to get a little bit more like backstory of like Mashle's, childhood, for lack of a better term, of like who he actually, like whose kid he was supposed to be. I also, for some reason, it feels like the jokes land better in the second season. Like, with just some of the stupid shit, like when he's running across the fucking carbon ray thing. Like, he's just running across all those shards. Like, I've already seen you do this.
Running across my magic?
Yeah. I've seen you do it before. You ain't slick. That was great.
There's a lot of funny jokes in this show.
The babies? Baby. That got me good.
Dude, when he fucking made his wand into a tennis racket.
that was good.
That was funny.
It's like, what the fuck is he doing?
He lifts it up and just water shoots out of the fucking shop. He's like, you can have the wand.
What was that when he was fucking fighting that one music guy? And he's like, I think it was a music guy. He's like, what's that in your pocket? What, you seem like you're protecting something.
It was a cream puff.
Pulls out a cream puff. And he's like, here, let someone take that. Oh, chivalry. Thank you.
Yeah. I loved this season, and the intro for this season is so catchy.
I hated it.
You're a fucking liar.
No, I fucking hated it.
Well,
that
your opinion's wrong, but
that opening was garbage. I'm telling you now, I gave the soundtrack a 4 and it's largely because of that opening.
How dare you?
And I am a guy who will usually obsess over soundtracks. And that's a big one for me.
Let me ask this.
Garbage.
Why don't you like the soundtrack?
It's annoying to listen to.
Well, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Literally everybody else in the world who has watched Mashle season 2 and has heard that intro.
Everybody else in the world can be wrong all they want. Everybody else in the world can be wrong all they want, Frenchie.
I thought it was annoying.
Thank you.
I thought you loved it. What the fuck?
When did I ever say I loved it?
Bro, you were literally typing in our Quapple chat, bling, bam, bam, boom.
Yes, because it got stuck in my head every fucking time I watched the fucking show, Crimson. That doesn't mean I love it.
Erica loves that fucking song.
Shit gets stuck in my ass. Doesn't mean I love the shit.
Here's the thing. Like, 99% of the time, I never skip openings and closings. I gave that opening 3 episodes, and by the 3rd episode I was like, I can't fucking do it anymore, and I skipped it for the rest of the series.
Also, was it not just the same open from the first season?
Nope.
Because I remembered that song, and I had not watched an episode yet.
Could it be because of TikTok? Because it was when Mashle season 2 came out, like that song was everywhere on TikTok.
I did not hear any reference to Mashle. Crimson, the only person I've heard talk about Mashle is you.
I am me.
And I watch a lot of anime TikTokers. No one has ever mentioned Mashle.
I'm not on TikTok. I have no idea.
Because I think Mashle is a really good show, but it's the worst of the parody anime. Of the 3 major ones, Mashle, One Punch Man, and Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho's the best, and I think One Punch Man is also better. Because it's the same plot, essentially.
Do you know how many references from other shows I feel like I saw in Mashle season 2?
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
Literally, the tournament arc in Mashle season 2 reminded me of the Chunin exams.
Yeah.
I can see that.
The fight with Naruto when he was fighting fucking Neji when he went underground.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the same fucking thing with the fight with
This was
Mashle and the
OP1.
sound guy. Right? Pretty
Mhm.
much the same fucking thing happened. The fucking tuning exams, the first fucking couple fights,
That's a better open.
they get invaded.
Season 1, much better open.
That opening is way better. I'm pretty sure for season 1 I gave soundtrack like an 8 or something.
Was it in the middle of the tuning exams, they get invaded by the fucking Orochimaru's gang and shit.
The
you know,
sound ninjas.
Sound
Yeah.
ninjas. And in part the Sand Village.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in the middle of the fucking exams, in one of the fights that was very similar to the fight with Naruto, one of the other characters in the show when he went underground
Mm-hmm.
and popped up,
Mm-hmm.
they get invaded by an evil group.
Yeah.
And the leader goes off to fight the other leader of the group.
The only difference is the old man in this show survived.
Mm-hmm. True.
Barely.
He-
Still alive.
And he's the one that lost an arm instead of Orochimaru.
Yeah.
True.
But like it was just so similar the
That fight
entire
was
time
cool.
I was watching. I was like, this is just the fucking tuning exams.
But funny. Is it tuning exams but funny?
I mean, the tuning exams are pretty fucking funny, honestly. Kiba
Yeah, they-
currently being knocked out on a fucking stretcher.
They tried to make Sakura cool. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That is one of the dumbest moments I've ever seen in an anime. I have this knife. He's holding my hair. Instead of stabbing him, I'm gonna cut my hair. And then Ino's gonna do the same thing.
Oh my
Same
gosh,
thing.
it's even more like the tuning exams because I wasn't even thinking about the pre-tuning exam stuff. I was just thinking
gonna
about the
pre-
tournament thing. The fucking scrolls are basically just like the fucking crystal event.
Yep.
The fucking 1v1 matches are like the fucking
Like the preliminaries.
yeah.
To be fair, a lot of shows nowadays are having just have a hard time coming up with something new because it's been done in the past.
Yeah, but it follows pretty
It does
close.
follow. It does follow close. I'll
They
give it
literally
that.
one of the fights was almost exactly the same
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like just it wasn't exactly the same because they were different powers, but just seeing Mashle go underground faster than the speed of sound to fucking drag that guy under is basically what fucking Naruto did.
That's
Also,
fair.
Mash versus the Sound Dude. Honestly, really similar to Gaara versus Rock Lee.
Oh, I could see that.
Because it's a red Gaara is a straight up red herring that you think he's gonna be the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing with the Sound Dude, and it turns out to be an entirely different group that invades.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
I'm dropping my uniqueness.
My uniqueness.
I
is
also
already
dropped
out.
my uniqueness quite a bit. I had an original score set, and I always kind of fluctuate based on what when we're talking because, as we discuss it, obviously,
I do like a lot of the powers in the show though. Still like the magic
I do too.
powers.
yeah,
Then the more that we got to see, the fucking main villain guy now scares me, and the fact that he says he's fucking Mash's dad. too.
Innocent Zero.
I was like, what the fuck? I thought Mash's parents died.
And now he has control over space and time.
Yeah, and dark magic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
The fact that he can just steal magic is fucking crazy.
yeah. I mean,
All for one.
all for one.
Pretty
This
much.
is fucking one. This is now MHA.
I mean, this show very much does take a lot of things from other shows.
Deku didn't have a quirk. Mash doesn't have magic.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Harry Potter meets fucking Black Clover.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really is.
That's what we called it last time.
Yep.
Dude, they even had Hadan in Mashle.
Hadon?
Hedon?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh. Hedon from Naruto. I gotcha.
Yeah, they had him in Mashle.
I'm really confused in this show. So I kind of assume that in a lot of fantasy shows they have like their kind of religions figured out. But in this show it seems like through the first season they live in like a generally like a monotheistic world. Like they have like a capital G God. And they bring that up in this season as well, where they're like, "Who created everything? God." And then also they're like, "Oh, by the way, we have pantheons living inside of our wands with all with the Roman gods." And I was like, "What's your religion?"
I think that part is mostly supposed to be like the great warriors of like the previous times, maybe.
But they're referred to as gods, and they even
Yeah.
said that the third line is a gift from the lowercase g gods. So
I mean, I think
like plural gods, and it's like
that's fair.
that's like a small thing. I would barely even call it a gripe. It just had me confused. I usually just assume that a lot of these, like a lot of fantasy shows, kind of
Well,
have that figured out and established, like
well,
from the base.
fair. I do think a lot of fantasy shows, though, also will have the thing of like this group may worship one god, but they know there are others as well. Because if you look
Yeah.
at like,
Well, typically it's like pantheons, and
yeah.
there's usually not monotheism in
Yeah.
fantasy worlds.
well, I mean, if you look at like, well, I was gonna say if you look at like Konosuba, like there's a Church of Eris and then there's a Church of like Aqua because they're like different gods.
Yeah, that's a pantheon though.
Yeah, that's fair. But
Okay, I just think it was cool as fuck. Holy fuck! When
there.
that one new divine visionary from their school class or whatever, that's like around the same age as they are, the youngest divine visionary or some shit.
the
like
brother of the other kid,
That. Yeah.
The one with those
when
swords?
His, when his fucking
Yeah.
third line appeared, that looked cool.
that was cool.
Yeah. I like the third lines because they're kind of like jagged.
Mm-hmm.
They look cool.
Also, is fucking Mashle's dad a four-liner?
Yep,
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
he 100% is.
That's nuts. That's
Mhm.
the first four-liner we've seen in the series.
Yep. That's why I'm excited for season 3
Also,
if
how
it ever
many-
happens.
And so people can just hide their lines when they want to. Is that what that is? Or
It's kind of like an awakening.
okay, so they don't, or they just don't show up until they need the power, basically. Because they said in the show when the priest, not the priest, the headmaster was like, yeah, this divine visionary, the older brother, of this guy, is a third liner, but he only showed 2 lines the entire series. So it was known that he was a third liner.
I think it's a power up.
It's a power up, basically.
So he basically has it. It's just when he doesn't show it until he needs it, kind of thing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they mentioned that it's the power of the god that blessed them.
Yeah.
So it's probably
It's
like,
one of those,
like a cleric calling down.
in a way, it's one of those things where it's like your normal base power is based on how many normal lines you have.
Which is 2.
Yeah, or
If
one, or
if they have the third line, they have to have 2.
well, some of them already have 3. I mean, we look at Abel. And-
Which means he's able to use that. It's just
Well, he was naturally a 3-liner because he was the puppet guy in season 1.
So he was already blessed by the god, so he has his third line. So he
Correct.
can do that stuff with the wands.
Correct.
So he just
In a
doesn't,
way.
he just doesn't need to manifest it because he has it. So he's blessed by the gods. That's established.
Yep.
Mhm.
But the reason why I was just curious is that, like, can you like hide it? Because if you are hide it, that's the third line magic. The fucking main dude, the headmaster, had 1 line, and then he became a 3-liner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
what
I
I'm
think
saying?
I think it is a manner of kind of like Free Ren with magic control, how she's able to keep her magic stable and make it look like she's super weak, and then when she like unlocks it all, it's like a massive aura.
You know what?
I think that's kind of the same thing with this. Is
I'm gonna
that
dock world building
Are you?
because this needs to be explained. That's kind of important. I don't think it's fleshed out.
that's fair? It's
I
it's
don't-
explained but not fleshed.
Their power system is not
Good.
great. Still better than Harry Potter.
Yeah, I almost feel like that happens a lot with a power system that's just generically magic.
Mm.
I feel like in terms of power scaling, it's kind of like limitless and all over
Yeah.
the place.
They also just said that it only goes up to 3 lines. 2. And then
That's a
all of a
good question.
sudden, oh shit, we have a 4-liner now.
Maybe they
What
didn't
the
know
fuck?
you could do 4 lines.
I mean, this guy, Innocent Zero, I think his whole point is like breaking all of the rules of what's possible.
Also, the fact that he's just referred to as Innocent Zero, even in the flashback, kind of made me mad because I'm like, that's a stupid name.
I also got mad as fuck when he just kept saying his son's full name the entire time.
Yes,
That was
Yeah.
annoying.
I'm
as
here for
fuck.
Mash Burn Dad.
Mash
You will be mine, Mash Burn Dad.
So
Like, shut the fuck up, you know?
this was as of a year ago. So this was as of season 1. Somebody actually kind of explained the magic system a bit.
It's stupid,
So everyone in the world is born with either 1 or 2 lines.
except Mash.
One, yeah. 1 line means you have an average amount of magic. 2 is you're in the 1 out of 1,000 talent born with exceptional magic power, but there are no naturally born 3-liners. So the guy who had the 3 lines, that's the puppet guy, probably just constantly kept his 3rd line active because it was like, I'm stronger than all of y'all.
It's
Fuck
like going
around,
Super
find out.
Saiyan, probably.
Yeah.
That
That could have.
training and learning and stuff like that.
Through
You might
training,
have an
people can
inherent talent for it.
Yeah,
but
through training, people can grow stronger, increasing their magic power to the point where they can grow additional lines like a transformation, which drastically boosts their magic powers.
It could have also been a retcon.
3-liners have the ability to summon the power of a god, transforming their wand into a weapon that has a unique ability. So,
Also, I realized in Harry Potter, because of this has made me think this, Dumbledore and Voldemort are only super powerful because they're fucking nerds.
Yeah.
There's
Intelligence
There's
skills, bro.
nothing about inherent talent meaning shit in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
They're just that's why like Hermione, arguably the best magic user of that generation, and she's a fucking nerd.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah.
also
but-
helped Dumbledore and the fact that he had the fucking wand, you know?
Mhm.
They're also very strategic, too, I guess. And to be that powerful, you have to know the right counter magic and spell. Nerd.
I was really hoping, since we saw the headmaster summon Uranus, that we would see Innocent Zero summon, a god who
He did. He summoned Kronos.
Really?
Yeah,
don't remember that.
which is the god of space versus the god of time.
It manifested?
Yeah.
It had a body?
I don't know if it necessarily manifested, but that's what his spell was called.
I know that's what his spell was called, but remember, what I'm talking about is when the I think he called it thirds magic, where it actually manifests the god. When he took Innocent Zero into that alternate dimension, I was hoping that Innocent Zero would also summon Kronos.
Time magic is so fucking busted. Let's stop putting it in shows.
Yep.
Such
It-
a fucking
Yeah,
It is-
Adam
it's-
Smasher.
It's JoJo's favorite thing. Every
No.
villain has a has a
No.
time.
It's so fucking
Every main villain
stupid.
has a time ability. All of them.
Oh yeah, perfect example. You think fucking Genkai? Well, he reversed time.
Yeah, that was broken as shit. When you can reverse time, like stopping time, already broken. When you can fucking reverse it,
He reversed it before I even cast the spell. What the fuck?
He can use time reversal as a fake reanimation jutsu. Like that's
That's
crazy.
some bullshit.
Yeah.
How the fuck is
I-
Mash gonna beat that? I'm gonna move so fast I go back in time like Flash.
It's gonna be bullshit how Mash wins.
Facts. What if
Well,
he just somehow gets
the-
5 lines?
Right.
And
The- like
he
my
gets all the gods' powers.
my guess is just gonna be Innocent Zero's body is gonna grow unstable because he's too powerful, and that's gonna let him get his ass kicked. That's my prediction.
that's exactly what's going to happen. Let's be honest. It's just like Asta getting the grimoire with a 5-leaf clover.
so
If he gets 5 fucking lines, and then
And in the fifth line, the devil.
I'm going to read this from the from the Mashle wiki about Innocent Zero. Take it with a grain of salt if you want to. Quote, even for a triple liner, Innocent Zero possesses a truly monstrous amount of magic power. Wahlberg even states that it's not a stretch to call Innocent Zero the strongest magic user.
Yep.
So he's a triple liner, which I honestly thought he had 4, but I guess
think
not.
he does
Some
with
of
it, but I don't think
some
there's
of
a
the
term
lines
for
are
that
fucking-
yet, you know?
Probably not.
Some of the lines are fucking stupid because
yeah,
like
that's true too.
the
It's
fucking
very
magician
ambiguous.
guy, what number of lines is he? Is he 1 or 2? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's got fucking notes.
He's got the musical cleft as a line, and that,
I do
that
like the
is not-
designs. I
Yeah.
like
That's
the
not
designs
a
of the
line.
lines. Those are
but
fun.
like,
Yeah.
what? How many? Like what?
He's a
yeah,
two-liner.
define line at this point, you know. I totally agree.
Why is saying, "Oh, they're a one-liner" sound racist as fuck?
It's less racist than lack magic.
Truth.
Yeah.
Also, they was confirmed that MASH is not the only person like that in their history.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Apparently.
Sorry,
and-
the only
They just get-
thing like that because he's not a person.
They just
Yeah,
get
there's no human
executed all the
rights.
time.
Yeah.
What was it? What was I gonna say? I do like they kind of expanded on like wands in the universe, which is kind of like Harry Potter too in a sense, where the wand chooses you.
Yeah.
But like it shoots I like the idea of them constantly having to go get new wands. So as they evolve, their wand has to evolve too. So they have to go back and show their current self, and then a new wand that fits them best at that moment.
I like that too.
I did like that in the aspect of like they have like as they evolve, they have to get new wands.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Though I think the world building in this season wasn't as good as season 1. Obviously, because season 1 was where they're building everything. But I'm glad that we got to see a little bit more about about this world that they are in, and
Yep.
kind of get a better understanding of like how the school works with their. Well, now we finally got to see their coin. Like how the coins kind of contributed to everything with the school.
Well, we knew how
Um,
they were gonna do that in the first season.
Right, but now we get to see like, oh, the more coins you have, the better your chances are going to be at becoming a divine, visionary
I mean,
based on this, that, the other.
if you have 20 coins, that's just taking opportunities away from other people. You only need fucking 7 to enter in the first place. So if you
But
have
then they
20,
knocked it down to 3.
Yeah,
you
so
only need 5, I thought normally.
I think it was
Normally you need 6.
6.
So normally you need 6, but because of Innocent Zero, they knocked it down to 3 this year.
Yeah, the only reason why the coins didn't have a fucking crazy purpose. You just needed a specific amount to get in. If people were hoarding the coins, that was because that was just limiting the opportunity for other people to
'cause they're
join
cunts.
the Divine
I guess that's
Visionary
fair.
program to make it so there's less applicants, so they had to fight less fucking people.
That's
So
fair.
that one puppet guy, if he was to acquire every single fucking coin,
He would have been a shoo-in.
yeah,
Yeah,
he would
no
have just
competition.
automatically won.
That makes sense.
That's the relevance of the coins. The coins didn't really fucking matter.
I guess that's fair. But the wand thing was cool. I did like the wand
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts? Closing arguments?
Uh,
This, that, and the others?
I do think season 1 is better and funnier, but this season was more epic. I kind
I
of
like that answer.
I kind of feel like season 2 banked on a lot of the same jokes as season 1.
I really thought the jokes kind of got a little old. Like,
Yeah.
there's some really fucking funny moments that I literally was cackling at. I
Mhm.
can't remember them off the top of my head, but I know there was one when I watched the last episode today that had me rolling. When they just, let's go to the beach, and then the fucking headmaster's there, got me good.
Yeah.
I will say they definitely ended this season off a lot better than they did the first season.
Yeah, the last 3 episodes were the best of this season for sure. They were peak.
That's fair.
But yeah.
I don't know. I really liked the fucking. I don't know. The fights were cool, yeah, but the when they were in the beginning tuning exam part where they were running away from those Dementors.
Every time the thing made a giant sound, they just start running.
The Mashle and his teammate, and they fucking Mashle tripped, and then he just stopped himself
With
with
full
his
Michael
muscles,
Jackson.
and then they stopped, and then they were like,
Yeah. Safe.
That
Oh, look over
fucking-
there.
that had me dying. I thought that was funny as shit.
Yeah, there were definitely funny moments, but
That was one of my favorite episodes.
I really liked that same episode where he's like, oh, they don't take physical? Well, then I will run away, and then just takes off.
I also was thinking that, dude, I just got done watching a movie called The Internship. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Nope.
With
Nope.
wow. And
Yeah,
Vince
Owen
Vaughn.
Wilson.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. It's where they go to do an internship at Google, and when they're first
That's a permanent marker.
when they're first interviewing for the internship for Google, they ask him a question. You get shrunk to the size of pennies, and you get stuck in a blender. How do you get out, basically? And blah blah blah. And they show later in the movie that a physicist or whatever would have answered that if you get shrunk down to the size of a penny, your strength to size ratio increases or some shit like that, so you'd be able to just jump out or some shit like that.
Yeah, like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, what if they did that in Mashle and he just gets fucking crazy strong because he's so tiny for his body, and he just goes around and starts punching things.
I'm just picturing now Vegito as the gumball
Yes.
beating the shit out of Boo.
My last thing on this is that the episode where they were in, where they had to have like all the crystals intact. The fact
dropped
the
it.
fact that both Dot and Mash dropped theirs was
It's all right,
funny.
Dot still got his. We're fine. Oops.
That was funny, but also the magic user who basically could inflict like his pain on
Yeah,
the others by
Hadon.
stabbing himself.
Hadon.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
I thought he was wasted.
I wish I would have had more.
Really thought he was wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like they did build him up a little bit, only for him to like get bodied in the next episode. I was very upset about that.
Like it would have been way better to use that instead of just using the music guy for the second time
yeah.
this season.
Oh my God, the board game. The board game that they played.
Oh yeah, where Mash.
You have no
kept
magic
losing.
power. You
You're
die.
getting executed.
Yeah, that
Three times in a row.
that was funny.
The
yeah.
chick, you get hit with a stalking charge or whatever because you were stalking somebody. That was
that
fun.
game knew them very well.
That game knew that very well.
Mash is like, I gotta go.
He just
Fucking
books
runs.
it.
Okay, now I can eat this cream puff without them around.
It was like fucking massive.
I want a cream puff.
Yeah,
Crimson, you need to make cream puffs.
I should.
Do it.
Make them Mashal styled.
Make them
Okay.
master style and we'll eat them.
I have also made the joke / I'm going to do it of just getting a cream puff in my half sleeve as well with Mashel's single line on it.
Do it.
I want to do that because I
I
think that'd be
think-
funny.
Here's what
Smash
we gotta
on your
do.
top 10.
Here's what we gotta do.
Mashel's not in my top 10. I think it would probably be in my top 20. I know for a fact it's in Erica's top 10.
I think you should make cream puffs for the live stream, and we'll use those said cream puffs for the Hear Me Out puffs.
I don't know if they'll fit.
We just make a bunch.
That's a maybe.
Just do it, man.
I'll think about it.
I'm hungry.
Nice to meet you. I'm
I'm
Cole.
hungry.
Yeah, we each have like 5 puffs and 2 per puff.
So you want me to make 20 cream puffs?
I don't know how hard it is to make a fucking cream puff.
Well,
Well,
The cream part's
apparently pretty easy because in season 1, Mashal did it on accident while trying to make potions. Which is probably still my favorite
Making-
joke in the whole show.
that
but-
is fair. Making the filling isn't going to be the hard part. It's making the puff part that would be the hardest because you want to make sure they rise, and if they don't rise, you're fucked.
Yeah, but you're a chef, dude. You got
I'm a chef, not a patissier.
what?
You heard me.
Do you know what the fuck you just said? What the
It's
fuck?
one who makes pastries.
yeah.
That's the same. It's a
Fa-
chef.
No,
It's a
Pastry chef.
It's a fancy.
it's a
baker.
different chef. They go to a
Is it,
specific.
is it still a chef?
Yes, chef.
You're a chef.
I am a.
A good chef can do it all.
I do more culinary stuff, not the pastry stuff.
I used to
Pastries
bake
art
all
is
the
a
time.
culinary art.
I always tell myself I want to get back into baking, but I hate cleaning up.
I don't have an issue with the cleanup because I typically my mind is racing to where like when I'm done making dinner or if I'm still making dinner, I will actively do like put the dishes in the dishwasher with the very little free time I have because I'm like I know if I don't mess with it now when I have the free time, I'm never gonna want to touch it when I'm full.
True.
Shall we get in ratings then,
I'm currently
gentlemen?
watching
Yeah.
how to make a cream puff.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead. Go
Doesn't
ahead and
look
kick
that
us off.
difficult.
'cause
I
Alright.
feel like you could do this so easy.
Personal enjoyment, I gave a 9. I still love the show. I love the season. I thought it was a fun season, and it was a nice. it was a nice season 2 for what we had in season 1. I thought they did a good job with it. Animation, I gave an 8. There were moments where the animation was solid, but like in the overarching of it, the animation was very crisp and clean, and it didn't feel like there was any like bad 3D animation, or there wasn't any bad like moments
Thank
that
God
you
for
could
that.
like moments that you could look at and be like,
Better than fucking Sky Wizards Academy.
yeah. Character development, I gave a 7, and that for me, I think that's already pushing it. I was thinking of a 6 originally, but then like thinking back, we do get a bit more development with the characters themselves and how they've grown to, be more friends with Mash. We learn how they're trying to, be more protective of him and his secret of not having magic. We see at the end where, even the fucking headmaster's like, nah, this guy's the real OG kind of a thing.
Oh fuck! I do have to bring up something real quick.
Knock yourself out.
It is definitely the 5 brothers we're warned about at the end is such an ass pull.
Please elaborate.
Here's what I mean. I will. So the headmaster is fighting Innocent Zero, and is like, and at no point, at any time, where everybody is being warned about Innocent Zero breaking out, nobody is told that this guy has 5 sons that are, as according to the headmaster, as strong, if not stronger, than he is. Are you kidding me?
He is in Innocent Zero, or he is in Wahlberg?
Wahlberg.
Okay.
The 5
Mark.
Marky Mark. The 5 brothers are as strong, if not stronger, than Wahlberg is, and Wahlberg is, from what we knew prior to that,
Dumbledore.
one of the strongest people in history. And all of a sudden, right before we end the season, he is aware. It's not. I don't have a problem that they exist and that they're that strong. I'm mad that he is apparently aware and has probably been aware for a long time. And nobody's been fucking preparing for this shit, and nobody's been warned about this shit. That's what I mean by it's an ass pull. They came out of nowhere with that explanation. Sorry, that's just my last rant. Go ahead.
No, that's valid. I ain't gonna argue that. Soundtrack, I gave an 8. I love the open with Bling Bang Bam Boom. I also I thought the outro was pretty cool also with Tokyo's Way. I thought that was a fun song. Definitely a mood shifter from the opening, that's for sure.
I did not skip the ending.
The ending was fun. I like that it was like a more modern take with like the cars, and Mash is just pushing the car and running with it. That was fun. World Building, I gave a 7. I think that there's not a lot of it, but what they expand on with what we already have was good.
Mm-hmm.
Plot, I also gave a 7. It was a little higher, but then we started talking about basically, again, it's like, tournament arc, and then we get more like, the whole plot of this season was Mash going for the Divine Visionary testing. Something happens to where, shit backfires, and then everybody finds out his secret.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good plot for a season 2 with something that's already established. I think they could have done a little better, but not bad. VA performance, I gave a 9. I think this show does a good job with their VAs, and just like, whether it be the what's the word I'm looking for? Both the lack of emotion and like the full extent of emotion. Lack of emotion being Mashle because he's just a chill dude. But I love the VA performance in this show. I think the characters match the voices very well.
Agreed.
Arsenal, I gave an 8. The characters look normal-ish, but the art style of like Innocent Zero looked really cool with the lines that he had, like the lines that each character has.
The cubing of his head was cool as shit.
That
Yeah.
was also really cool.
Yeah, and especially when he like first pops up with the blank face that just morphs into.
Yeah,
Even though we
hot.
see him with hair like 20 seconds before.
He's just showing off.
He is. But I love the way the lines look in this show for each character. I think it's so unique in its own way. which, speaking of uniqueness, I am giving a 5. I don't think that after we talked about, like, this season is not unique in its way. Like, we know the show itself is not very unique. It's a parody show of Black Clover and Harry Potter. We know that. But that doesn't take away from some of the things that make it stand out slightly from others. Not much, but average. Recommendation, I gave an 8. I do think that you definitely need to watch season 1 first, obviously. But if you really like season 1, I think you're still going to enjoy season 2, whether you have your gripes with it or not. So total for me is a 76, which is ironic because it's only 2 more points than what my last one was. And I'm fine with that.
Nice.
Mic dropped.
I don't remember what I gave season 1.
I can tell you. I can tell everybody after they give their ratings what you
Yeah, we
each
can
gave
save
it.
that. We can save that for the end.
Yeah,
All right, I'm just gonna go.
go for it.
Personal enjoyment, I gave it an 8. I still thoroughly enjoyed the show, and I think it's got a lot of good aspects to it. I just got a little burnt out on a lot of the jokes because it's just the same thing. And we've watched so many parody anime. Like, we've now done both seasons of Mashle. We did every season of Mob Psycho. We did the first season of One Punch Man. I don't know.
I feel like I put all my stats in defense as a parody anime.
A little bit, yeah.
Y-
It's a
yeah.
parody isekai.
Yeah.
So it just got a little old for me, but I still really enjoy this show, and I will watch season 3 when it comes out because I'm sure Crimson will assign it. Animation, I gave an 8. I think the fights are usually really cool in this show, and it's not like it relies just on the fights for the quality of it.
Yep.
Character development, I actually gave an 8. I really like all the stuff with Mash, like, finally understanding how important his friends are and everything, and people, like, starting to accept him. I mean, it's literally just fucking Rudolph, but
Dude, when his fucking
That's so real.
when his grandpa was like, I didn't think Mash would ever have friends.
dude, when he was like,
was
I
like,
wish I
oh.
could have given you a better life, and he's like, I'm happy, Gramps. I have a great life. They want to kill me right now, but, like, I
I'm
have a
thriving.
great life.
I'm thriving.
I'm barely
That was
surviving.
a great moment.
He's
There-
fucking. I actually feel like he could clap a lot of people in this universe.
Mm.
He
We
literally
should-
can move faster than sound. That's
We
crazy.
should have thrown Mashle into death battles.
Well, he hasn't been in one of the previous ones yet.
Fair
so-
enough.
World building, I gave a 6. I think it still, like, adds to the world, and kind of, especially now that we understand how the Divine Visionaries are selected and stuff. Even if it is just the fucking tuning exams, we at least
Well,
got
we
more.
knew that in the first season.
Yeah, but now we get more more information on, like, how everything works.
Oh, gotcha.
And then we also got it's confusing as shit, but we got more information about triple liners. So I'll give it benefit of the doubt on that. Soundtrack, I gave a 6. It got old real fast, but, like, the first time I listened to it, I did enjoy it. But I got over it real fast. Because when I would just be sitting there at work and bing bong, bing bing bong, stuck in my head, I'm like, well, I fucking hate it.
Bling bum bum bling bum bum bling bum bum bum.
Plot, I gave an 8. It's a simple plot, but it's still solid.
Simple but effective.
VA performance, I gave an 8. I think one of the things that I'm burnt out on with parody is that every single one of them has to be just as nonchalant and basic, like no emotion, and I'm kind of sick of it because you can have a parody character, because we can get the exact opposite where they're overly emotional and stuff like that.
I hate that though.
Yeah, but, like, it at least would be something different.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, like, very monotone. Mob's the same way. Saitama, same way. Art style, gave an 8. It's pretty straightforward that the art in this show is pretty cool. Uniqueness, I gave a 6 for pretty much all the reasons that have been mentioned. And I still gave recommendability an 8 because if you haven't watched a parody anime, well, I think the other two are better personally. This is still a good show. Total, I gave it a 74.
I feel like this is a good, like, in a way, starter parody. Because if in reality, like, a lot of people like Harry Potter or know of it.
That's fair. I think it depends if you're starting into anime
Fair.
or if you are like watch some anime and you want to watch a parody, then I recommend One Punch Man. Because if you're just starting into like if you've been watching anime, strong chance at least a couple of them have been shonen.
Yeah. So you gave it a 71 for season 1.
I still like season 1 more.
Fair.
I think the exams helped it out in terms of the plot.
Yeah, that's valid. Wiki?
Okay. Person's Room, I gave it a 9. Animation, I gave a 7. Character development, I gave a 7. Soundtrack, I gave a 6. World building, I gave a 7. Plot, I gave a 7. Voice acting performance, I gave an 8. Art style, I gave a 9. Uniqueness, I gave a 5. And recommendation, I gave an 8 for a total of 73.
I was going to say, if it's also 74, this is going to be fucking wild.
It was initially, but then I docked it 1 point in.
Didn't you say world building?
I think it was world building.
Yeah, mine was originally 78, but I docked it down to a 74 after we talked about it.
Mine was originally an 80, so I knocked it down to 74 when we talked about it. You gave season... Oh, hold on. You gave season 1 a 74, so ironically, this is just 1 point less on your end.
Nice.
All right, Serio, round us out.
All right. So, personal enjoyment, I gave a 7. I liked it, but just some of the jokes I got kind of tired of. Animation, yeah, that was terrible. Animation, I give an 8. Character development, I gave a 7. Soundtrack, I gave a 4. Awful opening.
You're a liar, but we'll
I'm
we'll
not.
look
That
past
is
You're
full
wrong.
honesty.
You're wrong, but we'll
No,
continue.
you're the one that's wrong.
Just fuck already.
Oh, all right. I'll still hate that song, but sure.
Hate
I'll make sure.
fucking-
I was saying, I'll make sure we do it to that song.
Hate fucking.
Bling bang bang bling bang bang. I got myself good. Anyway,
soundtrack of 4, like it deserves. World building, I gave a 6. Plot, I gave a 7. Voice acting, I gave an 8. The headmaster is Jiraiya, just so you know.
fair.
Is David Lodge?
It sounds like it.
He's googling.
If I'm
Anyway.
wrong, he at least sounds a lot
I
like
do
him.
agree it sounds like him, but now I'm curious.
I guess tell me if it's not. Art style, I gave a 10 because I really like how this show looks.
I forgot Mash was voiced by Alex Lee.
Yep.
I fucking love Alex Lee so much.
I remembered that was Alex. I was like, fuck yeah. And anyways.
Recommendability, I gave a 3.
It is David Lodge.
Okay.
Or no, uniqueness, I gave a 3. Sorry.
Okay, that was like,
Uh,
what the fuck?
Recommendability.
This is about to throw
yeah,
fucking hands, dude.
recommendability, I give a 7.
Okay.
Total 67.
Oof. You gave season 1 a 70. So that actually is not too off-brand.
Cool.
So that brings our
I
average.
did like season 1 better, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. That brings our average for this season to a 72,
Also,
which is
Can
the
I
exact same average as season 1.
can I just mention really
respectable.
quick? I fucking hate Lemon.
Yeah, I do too.
I hate her so. She
That's the
served.
one that's like, I'm his wife.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
literally had no impact on the plot this entire season.
Correct.
There's not a single episode where she did anything important.
The
Correct.
only thing she's there for is
The
to
love
is
interest.
to simp, and then everybody around goes, "Wait, they're married," and Mashle to go, "No, we're not," and then the joke is over and we move on. And that
Every
joke-
episode.
and that joke happens a lot.
Yeah. That's fair. All right.
Fuck Lemon.
Well, to anybody else out there who wants to fuck lemons or cream puffs, let us know in the comments.
Dude, honestly, fucking cream puff probably feels pretty good.
Probably
When
feel
life
pretty
gives you lemons, you fuck those lemons.
If life gives you lemons, you fuck a cream puff.
When you fall off the horse, you get up and eat that horse.
Lemon cream puffs,
good. Lemon cream puffs would probably
Lemon
be good.
cream pies.
cream pies.
Mm.
I do search that, yes.
You don't do it? My dog.
He's married. He can do whatever he wants.
That's what I'm saying. Well, some people don't, I respect it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to
It's awesome,
catch
isn't it?
your favorite podcast again
It's
next week.
life-changing.
Until then, I love you. Bye.
Goodbye, you buses.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Weekly Weebs podcast.
We'll be back next week with more exciting anime talk.
Make sure to join us every show to stay up to date with what's going on in the world of anime. We'll catch you next time.